boys do, it's Ryan here. So here we have the single arm plate loaded lat pull down. I say single arm because I always use it single arm. I literally never do it both sides. There's a time and a place to do it both sides, but I think for the majority of us, we've been doing some sort of lat pull down, so it's probably a good chance if you're in your first kind of couple of years of training, you've not really done too much isolation side to side. So for that reason, there's a good chance that you might actually have a slight imbalance. You might have one side slightly stronger than the other. Most of us do until we do some sort of unilateral, i.e. one-sided exercise like this. So in terms of setting up, there's a couple of wee things to adjust. First thing that I like to do is bring this seat right down the bottom. So the wee lever, pull it, drop the seat right down. And the reason I say seat right down, doesn't matter if you're huge or you're small, we're going to use these handles. Alright, I don't really like using these handles because in terms of actually engaging the lats, so these big muscles right down here, you don't get the same squeeze when you're pulling overhand or underhand as you do a neutral grip. So neutral grip just meaning both hands facing each other. So, excuse me, sit down, keep the chest right against this pad so you're locked in tight. Don't have the hips back here, make sure the hips are pretty much forward. This, pull the pin out, make sure the legs are locked in. I like to keep my toes back a wee bit and actually press against it, but don't press against it too hard because it starts doing some calf raises. So, handles, what I like to do is stand against this pad, push my shoulders down, and then just raise my hands straight up. You can see where my thumbs land? That's where I'm going to put the handles, so right there in the middle, I put that handle right about there. Or if you want to just keep it simple, keep it right in the middle. The reason why I do that is because when you're using your lats, you want to keep your elbow and your wrist in line with your shoulder. Naturally, your elbow's going to want to pop out, but you want to try and keep that locked right in so that you're engaging the lats. So I would start off with the weak sides, but just because you're here and I've not got somebody to move it, I'll use it right. So this is plate loaded. Again, the more I pull this, the harder it's going to get. But the plate's just going in the back. There's these big bad boys down there. Just find your fingers a bit rough. But somebody's kindly loaded this up for me, so we'll just leave it there. So we'll start off with the right. Hold the handle, keep the arms straight, sit down. Kind of ignoring what's going on now, just lock yourself in. So keep your chest against the pad, keep hips forward. First thing I want to think about is tucking that elbow in. Keep a neutral grip or maybe slightly underhand. So not completely like this, but just very slight. That's just going to encourage you, again, keep this lat engaged down here. From there, let the shoulder stretch up. First thing I want to think about is pulling that shoulder down as low as I can, pulling the chest up, and then pull my elbow hard into the floor, big squeeze at the bottom. Nice and smooth up to the top. Exhale, one step down. So 3, 2, 1, keep that elbow locked into the middle, then exhale, squeeze hard at the bottom. Common mistake I see is people pulling down like this with the shoulder shrugged up. Get the shoulder out of the way, back and down, and then that elbow's going straight down into the floor. As if you're trying to plant like a flag, imagine there's a big spike in the end of that elbow. Go up, right into the floor. You don't want to miss it. If you miss it, you're using your traps, you're using your shoulder. That's not the intention. The intention is to isolate the lats. I say isolate the lats, but you could use both sides, even though you're probably already doing it. You can still try it for both sides. So the exact same applies for both hands. Just tuck your elbows in, chest up, keep the abs tight, legs in tight, and then again you're just pulling chest up, elbows down. Oh, that feels weird. So again, here, elbows straight down, squeeze hard, 3, 2, 1. So when we're doing this, really emphasise the squeeze. I see quite a lot of people just here. So remember, you want to be stretching and squeezing the muscle to really get the most from each rep. So if you're going for a set of 10, make sure it's not just 1, 2, whatever. Make sure it's 1 full intentional rep, squeeze as hard as you can, feeling a big deep stretch, and then squeezing. So if you're trying to train muscle, if you're trying to develop muscle, even if you're trying to lose fat, like challenging the muscle in that way is going to get you a lot more bang for your buck. You're going to get better results from your training faster than if you just do the 2.5 reps. But as your set goes on, you're going to get more and more fatigued. Because remember, this part's the easiest, this part's harder, this part's the hardest. So focus most of your effort, getting that shoulder down and squeeze as hard as you can right down at the bottom. If you want, you can add in a little bit of twist Don't exaggerate that twist too much, but again, remember you're trying to get that stretch, try to get that squeeze, so a wee bit of twist may actually help you squeeze a bit more kind of that bottom part of the lat. Some clients I work with, they tend to have kind of overactive traps or one side bigger than the other, so check the mirror. If you do, then it might be worth actually doing a wee bit of stretch before. So say you have your right traps a bit higher than your left, what you can do is actually stretch this off, and that's going to help you engage your lat that wee bit better. So what I would do is just push your shoulder down. You can do this in between sets or just a different time part you want. Push, look down the pocket, hold your head, push that shoulder down, and then raise it out. And then all you're trying to do is just get that big stretch right up there on that trap. And see if you just hold that for say 8 to 10 breaths, that can help you get that shoulder down a bit more, help you get a better squeeze down there. And that's really what's going to develop the lats. Getting that engagement down there, because if you've done that pull down for a lot of time, like there's a good chance that you've been working right up top here, maybe even traps, maybe shoulders taking over. But to actually develop down the bottom there, it's about getting the elbows down, getting the shoulders down, chest up, and pulling hard at the floor, getting that squeeze. So that is the plate loaded machine lat pull down. Hope that was beneficial. If you liked it, put a thumbs up, share it with a friend, or help somebody else that might need to know this. If you have any questions, give me a shout. But that's it. Well, that was helpful, thank you.